Hey guys, so this video, I'm going to be talking about The Flash Season 9. It'll be a full discussion about it, so if you guys enjoyed the video, hit over on the subscribe for new, notifications on, let's get into a discussion about The Flash. So, I did a video, I'm pretty sure I did a video over this, a couple months ago. Probably around there. Talking about whether or not I think Thawne could appear in Season 9 The Flash. Eobard Thawne, not Eddie, Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash. I don't remember exactly what I said in that video, but I'm kind of redoing that video because we learned that The Flash Season 9 is the last. Now, I didn't go into that video knowing that, obviously. What I went into that video that I did knowing was that Thawne is appearing every single season of the show, so it would make zero sense for him not to appear in Season 9. Now, it's the final season, as I said. And we had a massive final fight between Barry and Thawne in Season 8 finale. Which I think worked for Season 8. Going into Season 9, I think we're undoubtedly going to see Eobard Thawne. Whether that's Tom Cavanaugh or Matt Letcher. I prefer Tom. I know a lot of people would love to see Matt. I don't think they overused Tom at all. In fact, I think Tom's Reverse Flash had the best storytelling than he's ever had on the show before, even in Season 1. In Season 1, Tom Cavanaugh's Reverse Flash was amazing. The story was great. But I think having him in Armageddon was straight up amazing. Purely amazing. And then the back half, the last story arc of the Season 8, I think just blew Armageddon out of the water. I mean, it was just everything as a Flash fan, as a hardcore Flash fan, that I've wanted to see from this show since the first season with Eobard Thawne. And Barry, but we're talking about Thawne here. So, for me, he's not been overused. I know a lot of people think he has been, and I know people will hate it for whatever reason if Tom Cavanaugh returns as Reverse Flash. I would love it. In fact, I would be disappointed in the writers and Eric Wallace if they didn't bring Tom Cavanaugh back as Reverse Flash again. I don't know how they would do that now, but they could do it. He always comes back. And I know I was talking to some people about it earlier this week, about how some people are saying, oh, they only bring Tom in as Reverse Flash to get views because they don't know how to write anyone else on for villains. And it's like, we had Zoom for a whole season. We had Savitar, even though it was lazily written. Tom, I don't believe, was Reverse Flash that season. We had Matt. You know, they don't just bring Tom Thawne on because they don't know how to write anything else. They do it because it's following the comics. Literally. Now, is it well as a bar in the comics? No, not as far as I'm aware. But in the comics, Eobard Thawne always comes back. It is random every single time. And 90% of the time, it works out well. Sometimes it's just blatantly annoying and stupid. And it's like, why is he here? But it still works for the character that we got. So the show follows the comics like 80% of the time, if not a little bit less. But the main thing they follow with the comics in the show is Eobard Thawne. And now more so on Bear with his speed in that. So, and I mean, Riding the Lightning, as far as I'm aware, was never done in the comics. It might have been, but, you know, with Barry at least. But, again, Eobard Thawne always comes back. He plans for everything. Now, I don't think he planned to quote-unquote die or to vanish, which is ironic if you think about it, because that's how Barry's supposed to vanish. Not specifically that way, but if you remember in that news article that showed Barry vanishing, it said he disappeared in a ray of light. Isn't that what Thawne did? He reversed that article, if you think about it. It would have been so cool to see Iris write an article similar to that, but with Reverse Flash. I don't know, it just would have been cool to see, and I thought about that when that happened. But, nonetheless, Tom Cavanaugh has always said that the show should end with Barry and Thawne having the biggest speedster fight ever done in the show. Because the relationship between these two goes back like 2 decades. I mean, this goes back longer than that even. It goes back to when Barry was 11, right? He's been working his way up from a child to an adult, figuring out who the hell killed his mother. When he figured that out, this is his lifelong nemesis here. We can't just avoid that in season 9. Yes, he defeated him, but Barry has defeated Thawne several times over, even took away his speed, and he still got it back, just like Despero predicted and knew in 805. So, and yeah, he quote-unquote died. Thawne always comes back. Now, if he is legitimately dead, fine. But there's undoubtedly going to be time travel in this season. I don't know how. I don't know when they're going to. But it would not be the final season if there was not time travel. I mean, the show literally made a meme every single season, including season 8, of time travel being a constant thing. I mean, every season has that. Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, definitely 5, by the way. 6, 7, and 8 had time travel all involved in it. All of it was mainly Barry. Every single season, we've seen Barry time travel. So season 9, if they're going to do time travel, if they're going to the past, that's undoubtedly going to be Wells-Bard there. So they can do that. If they're going to the future, like Wells-Bard said in 805, 805, to Barry when he said they meet 2 centuries from now, just 200 years. Barry doesn't live for 200 years. He's a human. Yeah, he has super speed, but doesn't mean he can live for 200 plus years. So somehow, some way, our Barry ends up in the future, because past Barry never did that. And they're definitely not doing that off screen. They can't be. That's not how it works with Thawne's origins. And we've never explored that, really. Like, we should get a full episode in season 9, whether it's connected to story or not. I don't care. It should happen. When we get Matt Staunch back, because it would be Matt Staunch for origin story, and they do that full story. We see him hate the Flash. We see that passion, and he gets speed, and all of that. That should be what's in the final season. And again, Wells-Bard would be nice to get for me, because I love Tom, and I love him as Reverse Flash. And also, Harry. I think we all miss Harry, but I don't think he's coming back. I'd be surprised if he did, frankly. But look, even though all the Wells died for like literally zero reason, because they died in 701, and then just like they wrote that off into a circle. Because they destroyed the Speed Force, right? So all the Wells died for nothing. Thanks, writers. And 7 writers. But, look, I would be surprised if we didn't get Tom Cavanaugh as a Reverse Flash. I also wouldn't be surprised if he came back as Timeless Wells. Because remember, he's still kicking around. They can always bring him back. I don't know for what, but they could. That could be the time travel sequence. If Barry doesn't want to travel through time and use Timeless Wells to protect the timeline, there you go. I don't really know what else they could do there. With just Eobard Thawne in general, whether it's Matt or Tom, they can't do it in the present day anymore. They can't use a past version of Matt Thawne to say, he's here in the present day. That's not how it works. They've used that. They used Flashpoint Thawne, connected it to Legends, and then into Flash, and there you go. Like, they connected it. They can't do that again. So, it's like 10 different storylines that all merge into one, and, where can you go with it after? Because they use that up. I have a feeling if they knew it was the final season, they wouldn't have done that till season 9. I really do. Am I glad it in season 8? Yes, because season 8 was blatantly amazing for many Flash fans. And for ones who, like myself, have wanted to see Barry, being the Flash and not Barry Allen 90% of the time, or relying on Team Flash 90% of the time when he was the Flash, really. Although I guess Eric Wallace does know how to make a character have a human side and a superhero side, unlike Todd Helbing, who is still having trouble giving Superman a Clark Kent identity. Thank you, Todd Helbing, for making the worst Superman show in live-action history. Do you know that was possible? And yes, I am still hating on Todd Helbing, and I will always hate on Todd Helbing, and I do not care, because he is horrible. He is a horrible, horrible person, and a horrible writer, and showrunner, and director, and whatever else he is. He is blatantly horrible. He has no idea. He thinks he knows Superman, but he doesn't. He thinks he knows what the people want. He doesn't. He doesn't give a crap. I don't care if WB and DC had a role in the Arrowverse Connect, but they had zero role in the writing of Allie and the episode orders that were put in place. And the month-long breaks that were really not needed at all. Or, I'm sorry, to make the show look good so we could avoid from the writing issues that the show has. Which, by the way, were an issue in season 1, but no one noticed it. No one pointed it out. I didn't even point it out, because I didn't notice it until I looked back. But yeah, the Lightning was rising in season 1, too. Arguably worse than Legends, which is blatantly disrespectful and annoying. And just, like, what the hell? But look, I do think Thawne will and most likely appear in season 9. I would be surprised if he didn't. Whether or not it's Tom or Matt. Again, I prefer Tom over Matt. I love Matt. He's great. But they closed off Matt's story. They gave him an excellent ending, more than anyone ever thought possible. They redeemed Matt's Thawne. They gave him a good ending on some level. I mean, yeah, he died, but in some way, he did get redeemed, which is a lot more than what I was expecting. So, the only way they can bring Thawne back is for an origin story, and that would be with Matt. They could do a storyline where we need to go back to the past to talk to Welzebard before he turns full power-hungry and psychopath like season 1 Welzebard, I think would be smart to do. The thing is that we can't pull off a season, 2 Barry where he's going back in time to try to trick Wells, the Bard, the Wells aka Thawne, to helping him because he knew. And our Barry is much more powerful and smarter than that. So I don't think it would 100% work out in its favor if they just did that again. So, again, I don't know how it could work, but I think the people we gotta be looking at for season 9 is obviously Barry, Team Flash, Thawne 100% appearing, whether it's Matt or Tom appearing. Another thing would be Eddie appearing as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching the video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.